Good morning from the Court of Kelsey. This is going to be a very serious little TikTok this morning. It's been on my mind a little bit because it keeps jumping up about these people are concerned about cross-dressers reading to little kids. I don't know what the concern is about. I don't really grasp what the issue is, except for some form of homophobia or something. I don't know. So I thought, let's get the facts and let's show how propaganda, Fox News, and people are led down the wrong paths with weapons of mass distraction. The ones they should be afraid of, the ones they should fear their kids being around. We'll get to that. But first of all, for 2022, I wanted to see how many cases showed up of a transsexual, transgender, cross-dresser molesting a child. All of last year, 2022, for the entire year, there were exactly 2 cases that came up. There's more coaches, there's more teachers show up every year than cross-dressers that get arrested and charged. That's just the ones that get caught. Now, there may be more cases all the way across the board, there's no doubt, but the ones that get caught, the only ones that I can go with, those are factually proved cases where there's not even calling them. I looked for cross-dresser and it came up with transgender. There's a 26-year-old transgender woman, January of 2022. A 26-year-old had some kind of a assault on a child back then, and it says attempted to sexually abuse a child, and underage child. It was an online thing, which is pretty common for this kind of behavior. It starts online. That was one. And then in November, there was another one that happened in New York. There's one out of Los Angeles and one out of New York. And the one was a 17-year-old. So that is the only 2 cases. You can do your own homework there. I'm not going to dig any deeper than that right now because I have been on the religious pastors issue for years and years and years. So let's now, just to show you a difference, and I don't think I should have to, given that if you follow me any at all, pardon me while I put this in my search. I'm just going to say pastor charged sex with minor. Okay, and so, and you can do this. Now, if you look at who is the most dangerous here, if you look at who is the most dangerous, who's the one that you should be concerned about your kids being with, should it be a cross-dresser reading stories or should it be your pastor? And this is just the first page, and Tupelo. Now, some of these are already this year. Some of these are right over 2023. Tupelo youth pastor charged with child sex crimes. That's 5 days ago. Wyandotte, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pastor assaulted by victim's family. Christian pastor. This is February. Okay, that's 2022. Charged with sex crime against a minor. 66-year-old pastor arrested on child sexual abuse charges, 2022. Palm Bay pastor accused of sexual abuse of children, 2022. Palm Bay pastor charged with sex crimes, that's the same one. Florence pastor charged with sexually abusing minor for years. Local pastor faces sexual assault, child abuse charges. Pastor of Durham Church charged with multiple child sex crimes. Wichita Falls pastor charged with alleged sexual assault of a child. You can find these cases yourself all over the country. And it's I haven't counted, but there's more in a week out of the Christian church of pastors abusing kids than there is the entire year. of any cross-dresser doing any nefarious things, any horrible things with a kid. Former pastor involved in earlier sex scandal arrested for assault on a minor. Las Vegas pastor accused of kidnapping, sexual assault of a minor. Youth pastor indicted for online sexual exploitation of young males. Delaware County pastor Edward Lilly, 22 counts of sexual abuse of a child. It just goes on and on. So here's the thing, folks. They've got you up in arms about cross-dressers. They're even passing laws. I want to see the laws passed about sending your kids to church. Look, I'm not making this shit up. That's where you should be concerned about your kids. It's a fact. But you blind yourself to that as you're worried about a cross-dresser reading to kids. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Are you blind? You totally blind? As I used to say, even Stevie Wonder could see this shit. Investigate yourself. Don't take my word for it, like you want to take Fox News' word for it or some other Republican right-wing bullshit. It's weapons of mass distraction. The churches get by. You should be boycotting churches. That's who you should be boycotting. You should be passing laws about sending kids to these youth pastors in these churches. Not making this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. Look for yourself. It's constant. I've been running a website for years, boycottchurches.org, because I've seen this shit. Nobody wants to do a damn thing about it, but you're worried about a fucking cross-dresser. 2 cases the whole year show up in the news nationwide in 2022 about some transgender thing with a minor. Everybody's all up in arms. There's more than 2 a week come out of the Christian church. Pastors, not dressed like women, dressed like men, preying on your fucking kids, and you don't know a damn thing about it? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the God's hell name is fucking wrong with you? You're blind, deaf, you're sheep being led by fucking Fox News and bullshit artists. They want to divert your attention from where this shit's happening. Yeah, it's frustrating. I don't even have a kid. I don't even have a child to send to any school or cross-dresser or church or whatever. But I was involved in the church. I had a cousin that was molested. I know what the church is about with this shit. And it angers me that you assholes will defend that as you talk about fucking cross-dressers. Do your fucking homework. And I'm not, in this whole process, I'm not even defending cross-dressers. I don't give a shit, okay? But I certainly give a shit about your kids, and you're barking up the wrong goddamn tree because of news fucking media. Because of right-wing propagandists. Now, granted, the left wing's not talking about it either, except for this motherfucker. I've been talking about it for years. Boycottchurches.org. Why? Because years ago they were worried about boycotting Target because Target would let transgenders use a bathroom. The problem with your kids isn't coming from cross-dressers, my friend. Do your fucking homework. The problem with your kids is coming out of the goddamn church. Pastor after pastor after pastor, praying pastor, and then the congregates, well, he's been our pastor for 20 years. I just can't believe that he's involved in this. Well, send him some fucking cigarettes to jail. Let him read his Bible to the inmates in jail. Maybe that's God's will. Peace and love, people. What about peace and love for your kids? Cross-dressers. The preachers are the ones you need to be concerned about.